The sun-soaked Mediterranean island of Ibiza staged one of the toughest events of the 2023 Multisport Championships, the Cross Triathlon, always one of the toughest races to predict. After a 1 kilometre swim in the Balearic Sea, there's a really tough 20.9 kilometre bike, and then to finish, a gruelling 6 kilometre run. This is a course where only the super strong will survive and prosper. A field of 24 elite men, plus 8 under-23 athletes, began the quest at just after noon local time. Temperatures in the mid-20s centigrade, that's mid-70s Fahrenheit, and aside from the honour and the glory, the little matter of $60,000 in prize money, paying down to 15th place. So, the men safely away, and behind them, the women were just getting ready for their start. So we'll leave the men around 300 or 400 metres into their 1 kilometre swim and take in the women about to enter the water. Favourite here in their race was Sandra Mairhofer. She was chasing an incredible 7th successive victory in a World Triathlon sanctioned race. Quite brilliant, the Italian. So the women were away, 13 elites along with 8 under-23 athletes with a 1K swim ahead of them. Former winners, by the way, of the women's event include Flora Duffy, who, of course, is the reigning Olympic triathlon champion. Duffy, in fact, has won the event twice in 2015 and 2016. 8 different winners over the 11 years for the women. The men, well, it's been a rather different scenario. Just 4 men have ever won this title in the 11 years it's been staged. One of the favourites in the men's race, Arthur Serrier, who's won the last 3 events. But the 2 brothers also from France, Felix and Arthur Forissier, were also well fancied. Early leaders in the water in the men's race included the likes of Kevin Vinuela of Spain. He finished 7th in the Aquathon World Championships here on Monday. Got to go round that buoy. You can see the marshal there. If they cut underneath it or cut the corner, that is disqualification. That's Kevin Vinuela, a really versatile athlete. And just behind him, Eric Lagerstrom of the United States, making a rare appearance in USA colours. Used to be a short course athlete, and now on the longer distances, but he's never lost his love for this kind of an event. Actually been in a training camp with Seth Ryder, who you'll see frequently on the World Triathlon Championship Series. So Vinuela was quickest out the water in a time of 11 minutes and 18 seconds. There he is. He was 12 seconds ahead of Michele Bonacina. Felix Forissier, at this point, was 30 seconds behind the leader, at a similar distance ahead of his older brother Artur. Disappointing swim from Ruben Rusava of Spain, who was a minute back. Meanwhile, back to the women, who were coming towards the end of their swim. Mendito of Italy, Raymond of Canada, and Leicester of South Africa there, but they were some 50 seconds off the pace at this stage. It was Munoz, Lorente and Betrian, the 3 Spaniards who were first out the water for the women, but Mairhofer was always handy near the front, along with Anna Zender of Switzerland, who won a silver in the cross duathlon a couple of days ago. Munoz going out, one of those 3 Spaniards who were very quick in the water. But as you can see, Mairhofer wasn't far away. Now this is so often where the cross triathlon title is won and lost. A really gruelling bike, takes in gravel, rocks, trails. Now there's some tarmac as well, myriad of switchbacks and rapid descents. And there were a group of 6 men at the front. They wouldn't be, though, for that long. And there were some real problems on the bike for several of them, including Serrier, the defending champion, who got a puncture. He was able to fix it, but that didn't last very long, and he was out the race. Lagerstrom, just going through your shot there. It really is a punishing, gruelling course. Got to be so careful with those rocks strewn along the course there. One mistake, one lapse of concentration, and you can be in serious trouble. Incredibly scenic, but no time for these elite athletes to admire the view. There goes Lagerstrom, just starting to struggle a little bit at this point on the bike, the American. The Forissier brothers were working their way through the field. Too quick for even some of the photographers, and not surprisingly. Balearic glistening away and high above the water. These bikers in control of the situation, at least those at the front were. Benjamin of South Africa just going through. Plenty of them came to grief. In fact, Arthur Forissier came off his bike, and that meant that Lucas Kochar of the Czech Republic was in the lead. Felix Forissier still going well, and Maxime Chanet, another Frenchman, had also at this point moved into the medal positions. Meanwhile, Rusava was still paying for that slowish swim. He was back in 6th place at the moment, still with possible chances of a medal, but he'd made life very hard for himself. 4-time world champion Rusava, who's 38 years of age now. Meanwhile, in the women's race, Mairhofer was showing everyone else a clean pair of tyre tracks. Superb riding from her. And she was nearly 40 seconds clear of the field. Battle going on for second place with Bielwan of France and Loane Duvoisin of Switzerland. But as I say, nearly a minute behind the leader. Probably a benefit for them actually to be riding together, you'd have thought. Some other women really struggling at this point, including the Swiss there, and also Lebanon of France. Some of these women were nearly 9 minutes adrift of the leader at this point. It just shows you how the bike really strings out the field. There's Lebanon. You can see her finding it tough. Meanwhile, the men were on the final descent, at least Felix Forissier was. At this stage, he was second, just behind Lucas Kochar of the Czech Republic, but we know how good a runner he is, and he would have been very, very confident of being able to reel in the Eastern European on this 6K run. Probably the last thing you want after such a demanding bike. Rusava still going, and he'd moved into 5th place, but his chances of a medal beginning to look very, very remote. Still paying for that slowish swim. Lagerstrom was behind Rusava now and beginning just to struggle a little bit. Amazing how quick the men complete this course. Winning time was going to be just over an hour and a half. A few bemused onlookers. And Forissier did indeed overhaul the Czech to win brilliantly in a time of 1 hour, 33 minutes and change. But while he was able to have a rest, Mairhofer was all on her own in transition in the women's race. Interesting in behind, though, Elise Petiès, who won her first race, won the first Xterra World Cup race in Taiwan last month, said that was a surprise. She had a great bike, though, and was in medal contention. Bielwan there in 4th place. She turns 26 next Friday, the current Xterra World Champion. Also the European Champion in 2019. No real chance, though, of catching Mairhofer at the front, who was simply supreme. Some of the women further back in the field. It really was becoming a struggle for some of them in the heat of Ibiza. They kept going, though, manfully, even though the gold medal was pretty much decided. Mairhofer turned this into a procession, and she came home in a shade under 1 hour, 49 minutes. A brilliant performance. What a versatile athlete she is. Remember, she won the World Triathlon Winter Championships in Norway in March. Meanwhile, Forissier atop the podium in the men's race, ahead of Kocha and Arthur Forissier, the older brother. Mairhofer reigning supreme in the women's race, along with Duvozan in second and Paties in third.
Oh, during the swim, I don't know really where I am. I was thinking I made not good swimming, but out of the water, I see I'm not so bad, and I make a good transition. And after, during the bike, it was really hard. At the start, I was thinking I will manage my ride. I will be careful on the single to don't have a flat tire or to don't go down. And after my brother come with me, and he go to the front, and it was really hard. He pushed a lot, and yeah, it was really hard. After he go down just behind me, just in the front of me, and Lucas Kocha take the first place and push a lot. And I try to don't stop the bike too far from him, and I put the bike just 6 seconds, I think, to him. And after, during the run, I try to push a lot on the start, and don't I try to push really at the start, and yeah, it's that's it. Yeah,
I mean, the sport of cross triathlon, cross sport in general, you need a little bit of luck, correct? Today, perhaps your brother and Arthur Serieres didn't have it. Today, the gods were smiling on you.
Yeah, I think you have to be really focused on the bike, because it's easy to go down or to get flat tire. Yeah, and yeah.
And just to finish, you and your brother have been at the top of the sport now. You coming through to be able to compete with your brother, to both have so much success in the sport. It must be an amazing feeling. Can you just tell us about that?
Yeah, it's really great to do the competition with my brother. He's older than me, and I'm really happy. 2 years or 3 years ago, I don't know, he was a world champion, and I hope one day it will be me. And it's really cool. On the bike, we try to ride together, and to have a technique together, and it's really cool to race with him. Yeah.
Brilliant. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Sandra, congratulations, 2023 Cross Triathlon World Champion. Another title and a brilliant career that still has plenty to give. Tell us about the race.
It was awesome. So happy to be in front again and to win the title today. It was really difficult to defend the title. So I'm really happy, and I really tried to give my best and try to push hard to believe that I can do it, because it was not so easy time in the last month. But I knew that I am in good shape and that I can do it.
Going into these races obviously as the target, right? So that adds another layer of pressure. And in races like this, even on a course that isn't perhaps the most demanding in certain sections, the concentration has to be on the whole time.
Yeah, the concentration has to be on all the time. I don't have so much more pressure on me because all the ladies are really good, so we are really close together. One time one is winning, one time and the other winning, so the pressure was a little bit less for me. I did not feel it so much. This course was awesome, really, for ITU. It was really a nice bike course, really super location, and really awesome event.
And yeah, coming out of the water about 20 seconds back, and then out of the swim, and then you just picked your way to the front and then powered on. I mean, the gap by the first timing point of that bike was already well over 30 seconds, I think. So you just hit the gas and were feeling good?
Yeah, I did a really good swim because the pack with the other strong ladies, I had them a little bit behind of me, so I was surprised to come out in front of them. So, and that I was just thinking that I have to take now the all and give all on the bike, so I can take a little bit of lead because the run was really flat, and I knew that some girls are really flying on the flat parts.
And yeah, so you know, an amazing competition. It's been here a week. Really tough field out there as well. How does this stack up in your glittering list of achievements already? Like, where does this title stack up?
It stacks really on the top. I'm really happy that because short racing is always intense racing, so I prefer, for me it's better long races, so I'm really proud that I can do also good on the shorter courses.
You mentioned that a tough month. Had preparations not been as you would have hoped coming in here?
Not that much, because a little bit of illness, a little tiredness after traveling. So it was not bad, but it was not the best.
Well, it looked great and a brilliant podium, brilliant title. Well done.
Thank you so much.